first thing that I want to role play for the next 10 minutes, first thing is I want to role play the financial qualifier of the triagers, directly the financial qualifier. Okay. So I'm going to put you a scenario. I'm going to role play. So the scenario is we did North Star, situation awareness, logic problem awareness. And in logic problem awareness, we ask the vehicle positioning, why appointment setting. We received the good answer. And now we're asking the mentoring positioning, and we received the good answer. Okay. Oh, I want mentoring because I don't want to figure it out myself. I know I've already bought like $50 courses, and I already know pretty much the basic. I feel that the next thing that I really need to really make this happen is just leveraging a network and working with people that has done that, and and having hands-on help as well as the blueprint. Like, pretty good answer. So what we're gonna do from that situation, because that's a place in which you can just use the financial qualifier, because it makes sense. We're talking about why hands-on coaching as opposed to $50 courses. So you can, it's very in alignment, makes sense to now go and cover the financial qualifier. Okay. So that's the scenario we're gonna practice. So you've received that answer, and now you're going with the financial qualifier. Yeah, you can say, yeah, that makes sense. I agree as well. Like, I bought the $50 courses, and I've done the mentoring. I'll go with the mentoring anytime, or every single time. And now you're going to financially qualify them. Does that make sense? Great. So I need a triager first. Who wants to be a triager? Who wants to role play a triager?
Let's go.
Tato. Awesome. So Frank, you're going to be the prospect, okay? Be in the middle. Try to not give the amount right away, okay? But eventually give the amount. Okay, we're gonna practice real scenarios. So you're gonna be skeptical, you're going to be defensive, you're not gonna want to share, you don't know, whatever you want. How much is your price? Like, how much do you guys just be that kind of guy, because it's more realistic, okay? Awesome. When you guys are ready, take it away.
Great. Yeah, so that definitely makes sense when it comes to, why you prefer this route. I've done that, $50 course myself. Doesn't work, right? So on that note, Frank, let's say, hypothetically speaking, right, I'm not giving any promises here, but let's say you find that vehicle, that coaching platform that really allows you to put towards, spending more time with your family, building a retirement for yourself as well, as you were speaking right now, right? Man, you mentioned so much to me. So let's say you find that opportunity that really allows you to put towards this. What type of capital savings or funding can you put towards that if, the opportunity aligned itself?
Yeah, I think it depends on, my situation at that moment, because I would need to evaluate my finances first.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. So, hypothetically speaking, again, just put a random number. What does that look like for you? Honestly speaking as well.
Yeah, like I said, I would need to really, because of course I have an income from my 9 to 5 right now, and I have some expenses. So, it's a certain percentage that I put aside for these type of things. And right now it's not so high, but I wouldn't say it's too low either,
Okay. So just assuming, you are doing, as you said, 4K a month, and I'm sure you quite, strong-headed on your shoulders. So maybe 80-20-40 rule for savings. 20% of your savings does go towards your savings in your future. So that's around what, $500 to $1,000 on a monthly basis?
Yeah, we'll be talking about maybe not on a monthly, because I like to live a good life sometimes, and have some good weekends with the family. So right now, yeah, I think if I were to invest in something, it would be around that number.
For sure. So you're mentioning now, Frank, right? We just touched on the point that really you're looking to take some action for your life, right? But you're mentioning that you're more so prioritizing having a good time. So are you in the space then where you are looking to put towards your future?
Yeah, most definitely. Yes. Sometimes you gotta, I don't think those are sacrifices, but investments. So yeah, if I have to invest some of that money that I'm putting aside towards pleasure, and, instead of pleasure, do an investment in my future, most definitely, yes, I would do it.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. So look, roughly, right, when one is looking to put towards a hands-on coaching opportunity, you would be looking to explore within a range of $1,000 to $6,000, right? So this is the range that one can expect to explore for themselves.
Okay. Well, that sounds
Are you
fair.
with me? Yeah.
Yeah.
So is this a range you could explore for yourself?
Yeah, at the minimum, yeah, I think that's something I would be able to explore.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's just
So look,
stop there. Stop there. Good job, Tattoo. Do you have any feedback for Tattoo? Good things or things that you think he could improve? Quickly,
Hey,
please.
man, for me was, was good because he wasn't too aggressive. He was very good. I believe the attitude was the attitude and the energy was positive. Not to sound like pushy, but also, hey man, if you want to invest in your future, you got to do A, B, and C, right? Or at least, having a little bit of those words so I can receive the message and say, hey, you know what? You're right. That's what I said before. For me, that, it was positive and I was about to give the number, but I didn't know if that was too easy. But yeah,
No, all
for me,
good. All good. Awesome. Awesome. Great feedback. Anybody else?
I have some feedback. So I think that was really good, Tato. I agree. Mostly it's just bring up the topic of what's the outcome for them faster, right? So the question that I think I like is, if you were to build a business, right, that would allow you to make 100,000 per year or more for the rest of your life, what do you think that would be worth it? Like, how much do you think you'd be willing to invest in something like that? And if you ask that question right away, they give you the answer right away, and you can avoid this string of questions, because the more questions you have to ask to get the number, it's less efficient, and also it can make them more impatient and less, kind of willing to comply, right? But if you ask one good question, you can get the answer right away.
Yeah, and I was going to give feedback in this direction as well. It's good job, Tato. First of all, good job, because you actually asked the question as opposed to the yes or no question. Like, we want to remove that. Would you be able to invest yourself? We want to remove that question. We want to go for an amount. So good job there. Now, we're not gonna play games, okay? Triagers, we ask the first question, level 1, very soft. If they just go, yeah, it depends, blah blah blah, we just gotta go direct. We just boom, go direct. It's like, yeah, of course, like, you will have to find it will have to make sense. But let's say that you found that thing and and you believe 100% that is the springboard. It's gonna get you to 120K per month, or say 100K per year, but 100K per year consistently. That is the springboard for you. What would that be worth it for you? For example. Now, what would that be worth it for you? It will be a little bit it will be a little bit inefficient, because that's not giving us an amount. It's just giving us what would that be worth it for them, right? It's not giving us how much they can afford. So what I would say, you can just, if you want, you can just say, what would that be worth it to you? Oh, that will be priceless. Okay, now knowing that it's priceless, like, what kind of capital do you currently have set aside, so when that opportunity presents itself, you can actually capitalize on it. What's that? What are we working with here? Just to see if I can help you, right? Boom. How much do you have? Yeah. If they still playing around, I'm not gonna go for a third probing. I'm just gonna, okay, yeah, no worries. Let me just give you some context. In my experience, if you say in my experience, is more authentic. In my experience, when you're looking at hands-on coaching, right? No, not a $50 course, and really something that is gonna put you in the best position to get there, it's gonna require anywhere between 1K to 9K, on the highest. That's the range if you really want to have access to someone who has been there, done that. How do you feel about that? How do you feel about that? All right, that will be one way to do it. How do you feel about that? How do you feel? Yeah, I feel comfortable. Yeah, I feel good. Okay, so is that within your range? And if you can even say, if no, that's fine. You can say that. If no, that's okay. I would just hate to point you in a direction that's out of your reach. That will be a poor job from my end. Yeah, helpful. Awesome. Let's go with another one. Let's do, who's gonna be triager? Let's do, I'm gonna be the prospect. Okay, I'm gonna be the prospect. So whenever you're ready, let's do it.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I get why you say that. I feel like mentorship programs can actually provide you with that guidance that you might need. So Paulo, let's assume for a second that you find a good mentorship program, something where you feel like it's the right fit for you. What would you have available right now to invest into a mentorship program, so you can learn the skill and build your business?
I don't know. It really, at that point, it will really depend. I guess, how much is the program?
Oh, but I'm not talking about us in particular. I'm just talking about, if you find a good mentorship program where you feel like, it can get you where you want to be, what would you have available to invest into a mentorship?
I don't know, maybe a couple $1,000. I don't know, because I'll have to see, if, what would that look like?
Yeah, of course, that makes sense. I would you're not going to invest into something where you're not 100% sure that it's the right thing for you. But let's say that it is the right thing for you. What's like a couple thousand? Because that's not, what does that mean for you? What's a couple?
Yeah, I don't know, maybe 1,000, 1,500, something like that will be reasonable for me. If it's like what I'm looking for. Yeah.
Okay, makes sense. Makes sense.
Okay, let's stop there. I'm just gonna give my feedback real quick, and then we'll just move on to another section of the training. Okay. So good job. Good job. Remember, guys, you're gonna prove once. If they don't give it to you, just throw the range in front of them. Just throw it. Just throw it. Boom. This is the range. How do you feel about it? Is where you're at right now financially? Are you? How can I say this? Based on where you're at financially, is this within your range? It's totally out. It's fine if it's not. If not, I'm just trying to help you out here, right? I'm just trying to help you out here. Yeah, it's within the range. Possibly. Okay, so if you were to find what you're looking for is 100% what you believe is gonna get you there, I'm not saying it's even us. You at least can invest 1K right now based on where you're at. Yes or no? No. Okay, great, no problem. Because I would hate to just walk you through a process that's going to be $5,000. You want it, but it's out of your reach. So why don't we do this? And I just disqualify the guy. Okay, they give you uncertainty, you just go full certain. Hey, I'm trying to help you. This is my intention. What's going on? Okay, but how can I tell you? How can I tell you, Justin? Like, I just met you guys. I don't know how much is your program. Oh, no, forget about us. Like, has nothing to do with us. We have multiple tiers. It's just to really understand if you were to find what you're looking for, maybe it's us, maybe it's not. Where you're at, because that way I can point you in the right direction.